don't use air fresheners. If I used a particular air freshener in my home, my birds would be dead.
Yeah. But you did some research.
Yeah. Yes. And so we don't use those chemicals in our home, and we don't put flea treatments on our dog. Those can be lethal. You know, did you read the label on that? It says
I just learned about that myself.
It says don't get it on your skin. Why are you putting it on your pet's skin?
Well, don't swallow your toothpaste. It's poisonous.
Right. Yeah. Well, the fluoride. And do you know
I just heard about that the other day because children are brushing their teeth, and of course, you know, they're going to be swallowing some of that. And I thought, my God, there was a big article on the internet about that, and it's just really interesting. We as a culture are becoming much more aware of not only ourselves, but programs like this helping them become more aware about their pets.
Right. And on the note of fluoride, it is in bone meal. So if you're reading a pet food label and it says bone meal, or if you're giving bone meal as a supplement, you're giving fluoride as part of the diet. And there's an association between excessive fluoride and serious illness.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's all tied together. You know, the aspect of what's going on in your home physically and energetically, emotionally, the toxins that your animal is exposed to, the fertilizer you're using in your yard.
Right.
Right. And wouldn't it be nice if your animal didn't have that issue, didn't have the sensitivities and the infections and stuff like that, because whatever your animal is experiencing could be something that you are also experiencing or going to experience. So in this way, this important connection is one that I really like to emphasize to my clients, that the animals are teachers for us in so many ways. They're teaching us what's going on in the world, environmentally and chemically, and they're also teaching us about how to reconnect with the earth.
Exactly.
Go outside and play.
Yeah. Well, I think that many animals choose their owners, and going into places where you are going to buy a pet, or going into the shelters, which is pretty hard for me to do, honestly. I take them all home with me.
Yes.
I don't go into shelters for that reason. I just get overwhelmed with a lot of sadness comes on me. I think I'm picking up on what's going on in there.
Yes.
But the people that work at those shelters, my God, are they incredible. I mean, seriously, everyone I ever met in a shelter seems so loving, so sensitive, so present with you and caring and helpful. So I'm a big fan of people trusting that when they walk through that door and they go into a shelter, they're going to be seen, they're going to be heard, they're going to be felt, because those people really, really care about animals.
Yes.
Yeah. But I do think that animals have a sensitivity on who likes them, who doesn't like them. Before I became more sensitive, a lot of animals, I think, picked up on my fear of them. My husband, of course, is I call him the animal whisperer, because he has a relationship with animals in the wild, plus other people's animals seem to just gravitate towards him, just like small children also. And I've watched him with animals, other people's animals, and the minute he walks through the door, all of a sudden this little puppy is walking on over to him. And I sort of hang back in the background, just sort of watch what the animal is going to do. But don't you think that children instinctually are really on the mark with being able to sense animals and to communicate with animals, the little ones? I mean, they seem to know something.
Well, I'm a little biased in that regard, because I think about my daughter, who, growing up, always seemed to be not only attracted to animals, but animals were attracted to her. And I
little
marveled.
magnet, huh?
I marveled at it. I have pictures of her sitting among these huge swans in Germany, and you wonder why. Wow, but it was.
Wow.
It did happen, and I know that's it's open until we shut it off, and that's why I like Reiki so much, because it helps reopen that connection.
So what you're saying is this runs in the family.
Yes.
Yes. Is she planning to go into this line of business herself?
Yes, in fact,
with that gift, I mean,
she
it's-
has her own website as well,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
she is in business as an animal communicator.
Well, this is so wonderful between you and your daughter, the conversations and the sharing and the experiences that you guys have. I mean, this is wonderful.
It was a lot of fun. Last summer when I visited her in Spain, we went to the Barcelona Zoo. And we were talking to the animals and sending healing energy to the animals in captivity, and sort of picking up on what they were thinking and have their experience about being there at the zoo.
Wasn't it you that not long ago was telling me a story about when you put Ginger in the car and you passed the zoo?
Oh, Gracie, that's our
Gracie.
dog
Oh,
now.
Gracie.
Very, very sensitive dog. You talk
this-
about, oh my gosh, sensitivities. And we just figured it out the other day. Why is it that she wants to climb into my lap as a passenger? I'm a passenger, not the driver, thank goodness. Why does she always want to come from the back into the front and sit in my lap at the very moment that we're passing by the zoo? I think that
I do
she
too.
is sensitive to the animals in captivity there. And I haven't asked her about it. I don't think she's bothered by it. She's just sensitive to it. She's aware of it.
I just thought of a workshop for us,
Oh,
between the two of us.
okay.
We could take a group of people, a small group of people, no more than 12. We could take them on a walk through the zoo and teach them how to be picking up on different aspects of the different animals that are there. I think it would be kind of a fun thing to
That
experience.
sounds like fun.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, that just came into mind, because I think that between the two of us and our talents, that could be a very fun, and have it be inexpensive, so that a lot of different people could be able to do something like that, especially if there were children. Wouldn't it be fun to take a group of children through the zoo like that and to teach them?
I think the children could lead us.
Well, probably, but there's certain animals that have such a sense of personality, like the gorillas and the monkeys and other animals that could be communicating with you. I think it just would be a fun kind of thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what's on the forefront for you? Are you writing a book?
One or two.
One or two?
One is already written in my head. It just hasn't made it to paper yet.
Wonderful.
The other one, I guess you can call it the first one, is nearly finished, and it's health related. It's empowering for people so that they can become more aware of what's going on around them, and some simple changes that they can make to have a healthier life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's the way we get to enjoy life, by being healthy. It's hard to have a lot of fun if you're not feeling good,
Rosemary, you have to write your books.
Yes, I know.
You've got to get them published so that you can go out there with your beautiful personality as an educator and have some lectures and educate people. I think that this is another area of life where, it's an incredible opportunity. There aren't that many pet communicators that I know of that are doing lectures, that are doing these kind of workshops for educational purposes. And, I think it should be connected to probably some different organizations that would really be able to educate more of the public, because I didn't learn about this kind of stuff until I met you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's important, and I think that the people who are already in the shelters doing that kind of work, for example, Catherine over at Animal Aid, she's very intuitive about those cats that they have, and I appreciate that work, and I think we have to applaud them too for the work that
Absolutely.
they're doing.
Absolutely.
I would love to have some of the writing that I'm doing support them in some way.
Well, how about donating a percentage of the
Yes.
book, and therefore it connects,
Yep.
and on your
That's
website
it.
also connect. And,
That's the intent for one book, yes.
Yeah. And I think writing some articles that you could post on YouTube.
There are articles on my website.
Or actually get somebody to film you doing some processes with some animals. That could be kind of fun to do too.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Well, we only have a few more minutes left, actually 2. And is there something else that you would like to share before,
Yes.
our time is through?
Absolutely. The message is about love. Always. Always coming from the heart of the animals. It's always about love.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to receive it, be aware of it, appreciate it, promote it, and tell somebody you care about.
Yes.
Tell somebody that there is love there for them, and there's somebody waiting to share their love with them.
Yeah.
Some furry animal.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you for coming today and sharing all this information, and people will be able to make contact with you if they're interested on more information, or if they have some questions about having a session for their pet. Your phone number has shown up several times during the time that we've had together, so I just want to thank you again for coming and sharing. And
You're welcome.
yes, thank you. And so in closing, I want to thank our crew for their wonderful support, and our sponsor, El Polo Loco in Beaverton on Southwest Cedar Hills Boulevard and on Gleason Street in Wood Village. And for the beautiful floral arrangement, I want to thank Westside Florist in Aloha Market Center on Southwest TV Highway in Aloha. Remember to create possibilities in your life and expect miracles. See you next time. Thank you for watching Create Your Own Reality, a program about hope, inspiration, and encouragement. If you would like to be a member of our audience for future shows, please email us at createyourownreality@hotmail.com. We are grateful to these local businesses for their support in making this program possible.